All right. So in this video, we're going to be designing an email for this luxury menswear brand called Xenia. So if you don't know this brand, basically luxury menswear brand, as you can see, understated, kind of like quite luxury stuff. No branding, just high quality materials. It's a luxury brand, you'll see. So what I was thinking that we could do for this brand is make an email about this new collection, a summer collection called Oasis Lino. So it's basically a collection of linen pieces, as you can see. And that would be very interesting. So the first thing we need to do is obviously write the copy for this email. So for copy, obviously we're going to use our dear friend ChatGPT. So I already created a prompt, so I'm going to walk you through it just to save some time so we don't have to come up with a whole prompt on the video. So let me walk you through what I came up with. So you're an expert email marketer and copywriter for luxury e-commerce brands. I needed to create a short, punchy, and refined email marketing campaign for my brand. Follow these exact steps and structure. So first of all, we're giving him some context about what he's going to, I need him to do. So he needs to write copy for a luxury e-commerce brand. I want it to be short, punchy, and refined. So we want it to be to the point because we don't want any long paragraphs, nothing that is like big blocks of text and stuff like that. We want it to be skimmable. We want it to be fast-paced, stuff like that. That's the kind of emails that work in 2025 and that are going to be working in 2026 because customers don't really want to read long emails. They just want to skim stuff, right? So then we give them a website. So stuff like that, super simple. About the brand, Xenia is a century old Italian luxury house, both textile producer and menswear leader. It embodies quiet luxury through tailoring, material excellence, and sustainable innovation like oasis, cashmere, and linen. So just a little bit information about the brand, nothing really crazy. So this should be pretty easy for you if you're doing this for your own brand. You should already know what your brand is about, right? Customer profile, the same thing applies. You should already know your customers. So affluent style conscious men, executives, professionals, discreet luxury enthusiasts who value craftsmanship, heritage, and timeless elegance. They seek refined wardrobe staples with provenance and sustainability. So super simple. We're not giving some crazy information, just a little bit of information about who our customers actually are. Topic. So Oasis Lino X Mads Mikkelsen, summer collection, a linen collection promoting lightness, traceability, and timeless Italian style. Mads Mikkelsen has been the brand ambassador for a long time, so this collaboration wasn't unexpected. So I just wanted to give him some context about the collaboration, but didn't want him to think that this is some new thing. I just wanted him to know that Mads Mikkelsen has been an ambassador for a long time, so this is a usual thing in their marketing, right? Collection details. So what collection are we going to promote? So we're promoting Oasis Lino collection, breathable, Italian linen, summer tailoring, modern refined, leisure wear, sustainably sourced. Super simple stuff, just a little bit info about the collection. Create a campaign. So here are the instructions about how he's going to write the copy. So create a campaign table with 3 variations for each of the following sections. Why are we asking for a table and why are we asking for 3 variations? First of all, we want more variations so we can pick something that we actually like, right? And then we're asking for a table format. You'll see exactly why, because that's exactly how we're going to put it in Google Doc. We're going to outline copy and then do a design based on that Google Doc. So let me show you. So subject line, max 7 words, luxury tone, curiosity driven, but subtle. So why max 7 words? We're just looking for a shorter subject line so it doesn't get cut off in the inbox, right? And then luxury tone, obviously, those are the clients we're looking for. We're not looking for some clickbaity subject lines that are like urgency driven, offer driven, stuff like that. We're just looking for nice subject line that actually attract our ideal client, right? Then we have preview text, short editorial, 1 sentence that complements subject line. Super simple. We just need something to add a little bit more to this subject line because we can. Why not? Headline, hero line, clean and impactful. So something that is going to be strong, that is going to hook people in, but it's not going to be, again, using those marketing techniques like urgency, scarcity, offers, discounts, stuff like that. It's going to be more like under the radar, luxury. It's going to feel like quiet, subtle, stuff like that. Subheadline, supporting line, max 10 words. We're going to even see if we're going to add a subheadline, honestly, because I kind of don't feel like subheadline would suit this brand, but we'll see. Body copy, 2 to 4 sentences, refined benefit plus storytelling oriented, highlight brand ethos, tone equals luxury, understated editorial. So again, super simple stuff. We don't want big blocks of text. We don't want a lot of copy, especially because, first of all, this is a luxury brand and also this is a fashion brand, right? So for fashion brands, you don't want to be using much copy because it's not the point of a fashion brand. The point of a fashion brand is to show a lot of images, right? To show your product images, a lot of them, lifestyle images and stuff like stock product images on white background. So that's what the email is going to be mainly about. But we still want to add some body copy because we're presenting a new collection. So we want to talk about the collection itself, like what is it about? What does it present? And then we're going to have a CTA. We're going to have a CTA direct but subtle, right? We don't want, for luxury brands especially, you don't want to be using CTAs that are like asking for sale immediately. We want something that is more subtle, that is more like explore, discover, find out, view more, learn more, view details, stuff like that. You don't want stuff like shop now before it expires, use this deal now before it expires, stuff like that. We don't want that for luxury brands, right? We want something that is subtle because these are big purchases, right? I mean, people who buy this can afford this, obviously, but still, even to them, $2,000 for a shirt is still a lot of money, even if they can easily afford it. Like, objectively, $2K is not something you just throw, right? So that's why you don't want those pushy CTAs. You just want something that is subtle, under the radar, something that is a little bit more soft. Then we have a bridge section, so visual infographic suggestions. So we want like editorial photography ideas, lifestyle imagery, brand process infographic. So basically, we're probably not going to use a brand process infographic. This would be something like how do we source materials for our products, right? For this email is not really necessary. We could do something about how we source linen, but I don't think that would be a really good idea. I think we should rely more on like showing the products itself and showing some lifestyle images. So we're probably going to do like a photo gallery or something like that. Then we have product section. So choose between one hero product with 3 bullet features plus CTA, or 3 key products with short bullets each, always emphasizing material quality, heritage, and refined design. When I think about this, yeah, I probably wouldn't do it even this way. I'd just probably show the products without telling people about the actual materials and stuff like that, because people already know, like Xenia is known for its quality, so there's not really point in telling them, hey, we have this design. And it's more about the design because people already know the quality. So, but we'll see. We'll see. We can change things up anyway, so it's not a big deal. So the tone, so right for luxury clientele, avoid hype, exclamation marks, or discount language. So again, when it comes to luxury brands, we're not looking for some scarcity, urgency tactics, or some sketchy marketing tactic that might work, might not work. We're looking for something that's like, our angle is like, we show you the products. If you want them, buy them. If you don't want them, don't buy them. That's it. Like, that's the angle. We don't sound desperate. We don't sound needy. We sound like we're in a position of power. That's the idea. That's the angle you want to take when writing for luxury brands. So tone, refined, elegant, understated, timeless, editorial. So we don't want to use any new words, like any trendy words that are just like the kids are using nowadays. We want to use words that people have been using for years, right? For decades, for centuries, right? We don't want to be using TikTok words. That's the idea, basically. So make copy skimmable, short sentences, minimal words, strong line breaks. Why? Well, even though these people are luxury clientele, it doesn't make a difference because they still don't want to be reading big blocks of text when reading their email. They still want to skim the email. And especially because it's a fashion brand, we don't want a lot of copy. We want more images, product images, lifestyle images, stuff like that. Okay. Highlight. So heritage, craftsmanship, exclusivity, sustainability, provenance. So just to show him what our brand is about. CTAs should invite exploration, not pushy or urgency oriented, right? Present the campaign is in a clean, easy to copy table format that can easily be turned into an email designed in Figma. So we're going to be designing this email in Figma because that's the best design software. I mean, you can also use Canva. That's is going to offer you way less features and way less possibilities. But if you're bad at design and you don't know how to use Figma, I guess Canva is simpler. But honestly, Figma is not that complicated. You can learn how to do it. I'm going to show you right now because I'm also not a really creative person. I'm not the guy for design, but I'm going to show you in this video that even I, who am not really good designer, and for that reason have designers working for me in my agency, I'm going to show you that it can be done in Figma. It's super simple, so you'll see. Each section must have 3 variations. Do not add any filler text outside the table because, you know, ChatGPT has that tendency to just start talking some shit after his prompt, after his output, right? So we don't want that. Okay, so this is what ChatGPT came up with. So basically, as you can see, here are the subject lines, 3 variations of everything, preview text, headline, and so on and so forth. So let's see the headlines first. So Oesilino, worn by Mads. Okay, Italian linen elevated for today. I don't like this very much. The season of linen begins. This is okay, but this is probably the best one. I was thinking something more like Mads X Oesilino, something like that, and we would do where lightness meets luxury. This is a good subheadline. Do like Mads X Oesilino, where lightness meets luxury, something like that. That is not bad. Or Mads X Oesilino, the season of linen begins. That is a pretty good one as well. So that's, I think, what we're going to go for. And then we have body copy. So Xenia Oesilino celebrates a century of tailoring excellence in its lightest form, breathable, traceable linen. This is okay. Experience of I don't like this one. The variation 2 is probably the worst one. Then redefine precise tailoring, natural lightness, and timeless appeal. This is okay as well. This is short. I like the fact that this is short. I think we're going to go for this one or this one. We're going to see. And then we have the first CTA. So discover the collection, explore Oesilino, view the looks. Probably go for this one, honestly. This is the only thing from variation 2 that I like because, as I said, we don't want like those pushy CTAs. We want something like soft. This is soft. This is soft, but I like that this is more specific. This is saying explore Oesilino. We're reinforcing the collection in customer's mind instead of saying discover the collection. What collection? This like explore this collection. So I like this one. We're going to probably go for this one. So it's going to be either explore Oesilino or discover Oesilino. I like both. And then we have editorial photography of Mads in sunlit Mediterranean landscape, soft neutral tones. I like that. So we're going to make like a photo gallery and product section. Honestly, for product section, we could just do all the products that they have in the collection because it's like 8 products, I think. So we could do like 2x4, not a big deal, honestly. It would look very nice because we're not going to have a lot of copy and stuff like that. So we could feature all the products. We could feature maybe 4, but honestly, we could do it this way. Let's see. So the next thing I want to do is we're actually going to take a look at their current email. So just to have an idea of what style they have when it comes to doing emails, right? And then we're going to write this copy inside of a doc, and we're going to design it inside of Figma. So let's take a look at their emails. Okay, so here we are inside of mill.com. So that's milled.com. So you can use this software if you don't know about it. It's not the software, this is just a website. You can search basically any brand that is like bigger and has some email marketing. You can literally spy on them. You can see every email they've sent in the past, right? You can see the exact dates and everything, subject lines even. You can see everything. So this is subject line, preview, text. We can see the exact date, time, everything. You can see the exact email, links, literally everything. So if you want to take a look at what your competitors are doing, or if you want to get some email inspiration, go to this website. It's amazing. So let's take a look at their emails. So as you can see, I mean, super simple. Obviously, this is a luxury menswear brand. It's like understated, all of that. I did not expect to do some flashy designs and stuff like that. But this is not terrible, obviously, but it could be better. We can make it better with the same kind of vibe, right? I don't like this, for example, because this sort of stuff is just distracting to the customer, even though this is a luxury brand, so the rules are kind of different. But still, I don't like this. I would prefer if this was like centered and we do not have this, so logo in the center, and that's it. The headline, the beauty of second skin, the pinnacle of leather, basically the same vibe we have already that ChatGPT came up with. Then we have hero image. They don't have CTAs. They don't have buttons about the fold. That's a really good practice that you need to implement for your email. So every single email that you make, if it's a designed email, it has to have a button above the fold. What that means is basically when I open this email on my phone, most likely because most of your traffic is probably going to come through mobile. When I open it with my phone, I need to be able to see the button right here without needing to scroll to find it, right? That is going to boost your conversions massively, okay? So don't neglect that at all. So that's what I would change here first. Then this photo, it's not bad, but I would change it. It can be way better. But I guess actually this is a email about leather, about these bags and stuff like that. So yeah, it's fine, okay? It's not a big issue. As you can see, these buttons are not really good, honestly. Then second thing, like it should be a button. It shouldn't be just underlined text. It should be a real button. Then what I don't like, you can see how I can like select this text. That means that this is not an image. This is actually a text that they built inside of, let's say, klaviyo, if that's what they're using for their emails, which means that when you open this on your phone and it's like in dark mode, this is going to be black. The background is going to be black and the text is going to be white, which is going to be completely detrimental to the looks of your emails. Like your email is going to be ugly. You can see it right here. For some reason, Mill does not have it built in. But trust me, when you do that on your phone, on your email, right? When you do like a text block instead of an image, your email is going to be very ugly in dark mode. So don't do that. Just design everything as an image. It's not going to ruin your deliverability. Like everyone is saying, oh, you need HTML, stuff like that. Those are geeks. Don't even listen to those people. Just do images and you'll be fine. Don't worry about it. If you're like doing everything else right when it comes to deliverability, you'll be fine. So images, as I said already, a lot of photos, photo galleries showcasing the product, lifestyle images, pretty standard in fashion brands and especially luxury fashion brands. So yeah, the vibe is right. I think what we have with copy, we just need to bring it to life. So let me show you first how we're going to write a copy inside of a Google Doc, and then we're going to go and actually design it inside of Figma. All right, so here we are inside of a Google Doc. So let me show you exactly how we're going to outline this email, the copy, and then we're going to actually go and design it. So the first thing we're going to do is go insert table and add a table. Let's do 1 times 5s. We're going to do a logo here, and we're going to do a footer down here. So the reason we're doing it this way instead of, for example, doing it this way, headline X. We have headline X. We have subheadline Y. If we were to do it this way, just write out the copy, then it would be way harder for the designer to actually do it because he just has copy and he just needs to come up with the whole thing. He doesn't know what the copywriter had in mind when he wrote the email actually, in terms of like infographics and all of that. This way, we're just going to give him an outline of the email. We're going to tell him, hey, this has to be here and this has to be here. And then he's just going to bring it to life, add nice images, add text the way it should be, nice font and all of that, and it would look way better. So let's do it this way. So we have logo, footer, and this is going to be our hero section. So let's see what ChatGPT came up with. So for the headline, we said we're going to do Mads X Foezi Lino. So the reason I'm doing all caps, I don't know if you noticed, but when we took a look at their previous emails, they're writing everything in caps when it comes to headlines and subheadlines for some reason. So that's the way we're going to do it as well. Also, product names and all that in their website, I think, are also all caps. So that's their preference. That's the way we're going to go. So headline, then we're going to do a subheadline. So we said we're going to do this. Oh no, we're going to do this. So we're going to do it this way. The season of linen begins. I like it that way. We're going to make this actually smaller. We can do this. We're going to do hero image here, and then we have a CTA. For CTA, we said we're going to do explore Wazy Lino. And that's about it. I don't want to overcomplicate anything. As we already saw, this brand is more about simplicity, minimalism, and stuff like that. We don't want to do a lot. We don't want to have a lot going on. So we saw that on their website and in their emails, the previous emails. So we're going to follow um, that way of doing things. So we have a headline, a hero section here. So then we're going to do body copy. So for body copy, we said we're going to do this one, right? This one was nice. Can I select? Okay, nice. Let's do that. So body copy, just make it slightly bigger. And then let's make it this way. Nice, linear redefined, precise tailoring, natural lightness, and blah, blah, blah. Pretty good. We have body copy, and then we're going to do a product section here. So for the product section, I would like to go to their website just to see how does that look like. But I think we should be able to do like 8 products, show the whole collection. I think that would be a pretty good move, and it would definitely make this look way better. Okay, so here we are on their website. So Basilino, let's see the collection. So yeah, as I said, we have 4 pieces here, and then we have 4 pieces here. That's the whole collection, exactly. So what I'm thinking of doing is actually doing it this way. We're going to do like this top. So this is top, and we're going to do top, one side by side like this. Then we're going to do bottoms. So pants, and we have swim trunks here, right? Again, side by side. But the way we're going to do it is we are going to have this top, and then below it, we're going to have these pants. So it's kind of like looks, you can kind of like see the whole outfit, the way it would look, right? And then we're going to have the shoes and the other shoes right below these, and then the sunglasses in the end. I think that's going to look really, really good. So let's write that out in here. So the way we're going to do it is we're going to insert a new table. So we're going to have 2 by 4, right? And we're going to have products here. So this product is called Tobacco Oasis Lino Overshirt, right? As you can see, all caps, but they don't have it all caps here, right? So let's go with all caps. I like the way it looks, honestly, for their brand. So we can actually leave it like this. We can just change it up in Figma. So we have product image here, and then we have, what are we going to do as a CTA? Let me see. Yeah, they have add to cart, view details. Let's just do view details. So the way they do their CTAs, yeah, they don't do all caps. So we're going to follow that, view details. And then I'm just going to do it that way. So we're going to do this one. So the silk shirt, we're going to do here, right? Silk shirt, product image, and we're going to do view details here. So now I'm going to just do the same for all the products. So I'm just going to put the time lapse so I don't bore you completely. Okay, so I did the whole thing, did not want to bore you with it. So now what I would like to do is just make this slightly bigger. Now the main issue I would see with this is really good. The main issue I see are these names, long names. So I don't know how are they going to fit inside of an email. Hope it's going to come out fine. But for example, that's exactly why I shortened this name. I just had swim trunks because they had some long ass name that definitely wouldn't fit inside of Figma. But we'll see how it goes. Now what we're going to do is just add a general CTA. So the reason I did this way is because we want to say the name of the product. Sure, for these brands, luxury brands, it might not be really necessary, but I still like to do it. But what's really important is for every single product to have its own CTA, right? This is especially important for these not luxury brands, for cheaper brands, for like mass consumer brands. But even for luxury brands, I would still do it this way because we're not giving some shop now, buy immediately, get 10% off, like pushy CTA. So why wouldn't we say view details for every single product, right? They have that thing on their website. They have for every single product, they have add to cart and they have view details. Why wouldn't we do it this way inside of an email as well? So that's what I like to do. But especially if you're watching this and you're running some sort of a cheaper, lower ticket brand, absolutely for every single product you have in your email, you need to have a separate call to action that would be more like shop now or something like that. So we do that. But then after the product section, we want a general CTA. This will be more like explore Oasis Lino. Now that is fine for this brand because it's kind of like, yeah, we're talking about this collection, so we can get away with this because it's a luxury brand. What you want to do for other brands, you don't want to kind of have the same, like these products are from this collection, we show the whole collection, and then we again have a CTA that is geared toward this collection. What you would like to do, what you should probably do for your brand, if you're running some sort of a mass consumer brand, lower ticket brand, you would have this product section with every single product having its own CTA, and then in the end, you'll have something that is more like shop all, or browse more, something like that, that would lead people to other collections or other products, because the idea is if they did not like these, then they'll more likely find something that they like in some other place on your website. But for this brand, because it's a luxury brand, it's a longer kind of like sales cycle, longer, it takes you more time to decide, it would make sense to do it this way. So we're going to do that. And then I would like to do a photo gallery in the end. That's what I would like to end this email with. So I would add a photo gallery, like a couple, 3 to 5 lifestyle images, probably of Mads wearing these products, and it should be good to go. So this is the email right now. Then we're going to go to Figma and we're going to design it. All right, so here we are inside of Figma. So I screenshotted the copy and pasted here. So we just have it side by side so we can see what we're doing actually. That's the whole idea behind making this document. So the first thing we need to do is go here, click this little thing here, click here, boom, we have a frame. So we have to set, sorry about that, the width of this frame to 600. And then in terms of like height, we can just adjust it. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. We're going to just extend it or crop it as needed. So we have a frame. So the first thing I think we need to do is find a nice hero image, because that is kind of going to be the starting point of this email. So we need a hero image. We need to get a logo to put it up here. And then we're going to complete the hero section. So let me just go and find a nice hero image. I don't want to bore you with that because it might take some time. So I'll be back. Okay, so I found this image. I think this is basically the image that was on their website. Literally, I found it on Google somewhere. So let's use this one. I think it's perfect just because it has this empty space up here. So we can just put our headline and sub-headline over there. So it's going to look very nice. And it's also, it does represent the collection pretty well, although this is not the actual new collection, but still these are linen pieces. It does represent the whole thing well, and it's Mads here. So I think we would not be able to find anything better than this. So let's put it right here. As you can see, it's inside of frame, so that's why it's getting cut off. So if we were to do it this way, it's outside, put it back, it's inside. Nice. The next thing, as I said, the Xenia logo. So here's the logo. Let's just put it up here like that, center it nicely, just like this. Boom, this is already looking very nice. So now in terms of copy, so we are going to do text, click here, write Mads X Oesilino, the season of linen begins. Now, as you can see, we need to center this. So what we're going to do, click this, alignment, boom, done. Then what we need to do is make this way bigger. So let's do 35, for example. And then let's do 30 for this. I like to make this, this is a headline, this is a sub-headline, so I want to make this bigger. Put it there. Now we need to discover what font they're using on their website. So let me do that. I have a Chrome extension that's going to tell me exactly what font it is, and then I'm going to come back to you. Okay, so here I am. This is the font they're using. Seems like they have literally their own font. So I had to go and install this one because it's not a default font you can find inside of Figma. It's called Xenia Help Bestie. So this is their font. Looks way better right now, as you can see with this font. So what I would like to do is probably make this even bigger. Why not? Do it like 45 and then do this like 40, 35. What do you think? 40, maybe too big. Maybe not, actually. We could do like this, boom. And then what I would like to do is make some more space between these two. So do like 5, like that. That's not bad. Mads X Oesilino, the season of linen begins. I like that a lot, honestly. Then what we are going to do is we need a CTA here, as you can see. So we're going to do a rectangle, boom. We're going to make it white. So that's the way their, as you can see, their buttons are. So we're going to try to mimic that. So we have a button, white button, like that. Boom, boom, make it kind of like this. But what I like to do always, so this is really important design tip again. So you want to, as we already said, you want to have your buttons above the fold. So you want it in your hero section. But another thing you want is you want your buttons to be kind of like as big as possible without being too much. But still, like what you think is too big is probably not too big. It's probably perfect. Like literally this big of a button would be fine. For this brand, I probably won't do it because again, we're talking about a luxury brand. It is more like understated. We're not looking for these big CTAs that are in your face that are like, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. So in this case, we're going to make a button that is kind of like this size. But overall, for your brand, it is most likely a lower ticket brand, unless if it's a luxury brand, then fine, follow this advice. But if it's like a lower ticket brand, literally you can make a button this big. I kid you not. It might look silly at first if you're used to making small buttons, but it's really going to boost your conversion because you're just making it easier for the people to click, right? So it makes sense to do it this way. So I don't see why wouldn't you do it this way. Trust me, try it out, test it, run an A/B test on your next campaign, see like whether it performs better with this big of a button or like button like this. I'm telling you from personal experience, this is going to destroy this, okay? So that's an advice. But for this brand, we're going to stick with something like this. This is still good enough, but what I like to do is just make buttons obnoxiously big. So as we said, we're going to do explore, lazy, Lino. So here we're not doing all caps, we're just doing capital letters. We're going to do, let's say 24, like that. We just need to make this slightly bigger because if you remember, you can see how the text is way smaller than the rectangle. Now this is not perfect, but I don't want to make this too small, maybe like this. And this looks fine. So what we're going to do now is we're going to select this. So the way you select this, click this, hold shift, click the rectangle, hold, I'm going to actually show it this way. So click here, click group selection, and this is like a group. This has now become a button, right? You can just move it around way easier. So that's what I suggest you do when designing things inside of Figma. So we have a button, we have our hero section. It looks pretty good. We have their font, their logo, the hero image. I think this is a really good hero section. The next thing we need is this body copy. So we're going to copy this, paste it here. So we're going to, again, select text, click here, paste this. Now we're going to make it smaller so it fits inside the frame. 22, we can make it 20 because I remember their text was very small inside of their emails that they're already doing. So we're going to do it this way, probably this, like this. I like this. So center it. So when you see this orange line, that means that it's centered. As you can see, we have the body copy. It's just 2 sentences just to give some info, make the email a little bit more interesting. If, like, we don't want only images, we want to be mainly images, mainly showcasing the product, lifestyle images and stuff like that. But we don't want to make it too boring with no text and no info about the brand in the collection, right? So this is going to scratch that itch. So we have the body copy here, and then what we need to do is create this product section. So let's go to the collection here. Let's find the first product. So let's wait for it to load. Boom, we go here. Their website is kind of slow. I don't know why. Copy image, go here. Boom, this is very nice. Now, let's make it smaller. So since we're going to do like 2 products side by side, and this email is 600 pixels wide, I think it would make sense to do like 240-ish, for example, width of this image. So it has enough space for one more image to be here, right? And we have enough space, enough blank space so it doesn't look too much like out of place, right? It looks kind of like classy. So that's what we're going to do. This is our product image. Now we need the title of this product, the name of this product. So it's tobacco, lazy, Lino overshirt. Now what we're going to do, instead of just typing it up, we're going to go here and click this. So this is going to turn it into all caps text. Make it like this, boom, and it looks perfect. Now let's move it down a little bit. We want to have blank space. Don't be afraid of blank space, especially further down the email. Here you have to be a little bit more frugal with your space because you want the whole thing. You want the button to be above the fold. You want the image to look nice above the fold, the headline and everything. But further down the email, don't be afraid of like the blank space and stuff like that, because if you do it this way, like this, it's just going to look ugly, right? If you add some space, now don't do it this way. Don't add too much blank space because it's going to be ugly again. It's going to be pointless a little bit more. But this way, you just add some white space like this. This is absolutely fine. So we're going to do that. And then we need a button. So we said for a button, for the CTA, we're going to do view details. So what we're going to do is click here. So turn this. So what's black is going to become white, and what's white is going to become black. Now I made a mistake, so I need to select this, select text. Sorry, my bad. Turn this into black rectangle and turn this into white text. So now we're going to say view details like that. Boom. And we have a button. That is fine. That looks very nice. As you can see, this button here fits absolutely fine, which means that this button here is just not big enough. But actually, let's make it bigger. I don't care. This is my email. Fuck Xenia. This is my email. I'm going to make it as big as I want. Let's make it at least this big. This is better. Okay. So we have the first product. Then the next thing we do, again, go to their website. We're going to find, so as I said, we want to do like tops side by side, bottoms side by side, shoes side by side, and then sunglasses side by side. So we're going to do this one, copy image, come here, boom. Let's see the dimensions, 40. Now, as you can see, when this here is selected, that means that when I type this up, when I change the width, the height is going to change proportionally to the width, right? So you can just change width when this is selected, and every single image is going to be the same size. Assuming that the starting size is same for all the images, right? But it is because they're from the same website, right? So we have another image, then just copy and paste this, boom, line it up. So we're looking, as you can see, orange lines here. So this is lined up and this is centered here. That's what we want. And then we want this. So we said this is silk shirt. Now, the way we want to line this up is like this, okay? Because we don't want it up here because it leaves too much space. And we want it down here because it's kind of ugly compared to this. So we want it to be just in between like this. And we want it to be centered here. This looks the best in my opinion. Then Next item, we're going to go with pants. Now, I don't want to bore you with the whole thing, so let me complete it, and then I'm going to come back to you. All right, so it's done. I think we're more or less there. So as you can see, this is what this email looks like right now. So the idea is pretty cool from what I can see right now. So you can see kind of like top, bottom, shoes, sunglasses, top, bottom, shoes, sunglasses. So it's kind of like you can kind of visualize what the outfit would look like, right? So that was the idea. I think it's working pretty well. So now what we want to do, copy this button, move it over here, make this white, make this black, and then we're going to say explore Oasilino. That is absolutely fine, just like that. Now, we want to make this bigger because if you don't remember, we want to do a photo gallery as well. So we're going to do that. We have this, we're going to make this bigger. So let me go and find a couple of images that we can use, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to arrange them in this email to make a nice photo gallery. Okay, so here are the images. As you can see, we have 2 images featuring this collection, this part of collection, right? And then we have 2 images featuring this part of collection. So I think that's going to be pretty cool, right? So let's see how we're going to arrange them inside of this email. So let's put this one here. So what I'm thinking is kind of like, let's make them kind of like imperfect, right? Let's make them kind of like we're just throwing them in there, but it looks nice. So what I would like to do is put this one next here, right? Let's just make this frame bigger like that, have way more space. So let's make this smaller, put like that, because it's like contrast there, and then we're going to have contrast there. And as you can see, it's not perfectly aligned with each other. It's not like this. It's more like they're just there. So that's what we're going to do. And then we're going to add these. So this one is perfect. It's going to fit here very nicely. So as you can see, it's not perfectly aligned with this one and nor with this one. So it's like perfect, right? This, put it here. Again, we don't want to align it perfectly. Just make it kind of like more fun, like that. Okay, it's kind of like perfectly aligned for some reason. Let's make it like that. And we have a nice photo gallery. Let's just group this. So we select everything. Again, the way you select it, click this one, hold shift on your keyboard, click, 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 selected, right click, group selection. You have a group, you can move this around. Let's just center it. So we have a nice photo gallery. So let's see how can we make this nicer. I don't think we can, honestly. That's the whole point of this brand. It's kind of like everything is simple. There's no fancy designs. It's more about showcasing the product and the lifestyle images and stuff like that, because that's what I have. So let's just group everything. Okay, nice. Group this. Move it down here. We have some more white space here. And then we're going to move this down here. And then we're going to extend the frame like that. And that's about it, I think. We have this email done, so let's take a look at what have we done. So Xenia logo here, nice. We have a nice hero image. It's not too much in your face. It's a nice image, simple image. Represents this collection very well. We have a nice headline. We use their font. It's not like nothing flashy, no marketing tactics like urgency, scarcity. It's more like we're presenting the collection, understated, nice, elegant. You can feel that this is a luxury brand as soon as you open this email. We have a nice CTA, mimicking their CTAs from their website. Very well. We have some body copy, literally 2 sentences. We don't want to bore our readers. Then we have the product section. Now, you can argue that we could have done like less products. I agree. I just wanted to showcase the whole collection because it's only 8 pieces, so it's not too big of a deal, honestly, and it's a nice collection. And the way we've done it with like, we have tops, bottoms, shoes, glasses. It's very nice. I really like the collection overall, so it does fit this email very well. We have enough white space, in my opinion. Pretty cool. Every single product has its own CTA. Again, pretty good. We have CTAs are not too pushy. They're soft CTAs. View details, we're not doing shop now, buy now, it expires in 24 hours, use these codes. It's like everything soft. Explore more, find out if you like it, then buy it. I like that style for this brand. We have a general CTA. So I'd like to make this bigger, honestly, like this. Yeah, that looks better in my opinion. Let's just align it perfectly, center it here, boom. That's better. We have a general CTA, and then we have a photo gallery. Again, it's not perfectly aligned. This was done on purpose. Lifestyle images, we have kind of like contrast between these two and between these two. So that's very nice. So that's it for this email. I think it's very cool. Now you can be like, hey, like what kind of email is this? This is super simple to make. A 2-year-old could make this. That's the exact point. Like this is a luxury brand. We don't want some fancy designs. It's more about showcasing the lifestyle images and showcasing the products. It's like about being simple. It's not about, this is not for kids, right? This is not for ADHD teenagers. This is for people who want to buy luxury products. And even if, like, I'm not saying that your brand is for ADHD teenagers if you're making those kind of like nice, flashy designs. I'm just saying that your brand is probably a lower ticket brand, so you want to play on impulses. Here, you want to play more like um, on a brand. Like, you want to feel like a luxury brand. You want to be a luxury brand. And you shouldn't try to mimic this if your brand is not a luxury brand. It's nothing to be ashamed of. That's just your strategy, right? So play the game as a lower ticket brand. Like, have flashy designs, have urgency, have scarcity in your copy, have direct CTAs that are pushy. It's absolutely fine. Just for this brand, we had to make a simple email with not, there just can't be a lot going on. So that's it for this video. If you like this email, let me know. If you don't like it, let me know what would you change. And then first link in the description, you can download my free e-commerce email marketing guide that's going to teach you exactly how to scale your brand through email marketing profitably, because email marketing is the cheapest form to acquire new customers, retain them, and convert them. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.